As tragic as it gets. That's how police are describing a shocking suspected case of family violence at a New South Wales home. The bodies of two boys, aged 9 and 11, were found with stab wounds in the Blue Mountains.
This morning, their mother is under police guard in hospital with a major investigation underway. Reporter Melissa McKay has the details.
Police say the little boy's father was the one to make the horrific discovery early on Tuesday afternoon, finding his 9 and 11-year-old boys with fatal stab wounds. Not long after police arrived, the boy's 42-year-old mother was taken to hospital under police guard with self-inflicted injuries. She's since been arrested. The police commissioner spoke soon after the arrest, describing the horrific scene police are now scouring through. With a major investigation now underway, the close community here in the Blue Mountains is coming to terms with tragedy. Neighbours say they would often see these little boys riding their bikes around the neighbourhood. The deaths of these two boys means there have now been 6 children killed in suspected family violence incidents in New South Wales in just the past 4 months.
Melissa McKay, and if the story has raised any issues for you, you can get help by calling the National Sexual Assault, Domestic and Family Violence Counselling Service on 1-800-RESPECTS, which is also 1-800-737-732.
A major police operation is underway in Melbourne, with protesters threatening to disrupt a massive defence expo being held in the city. Reporter Stephanie Ferrier joins us now from there. Steph, good morning. So what's happening there at the moment?
Good morning, Emma. You can just hear the crowd starting up behind me at the moment. This is a picket line that they say they are going to enforce along the area outside of the Melbourne Exhibition and Conference Centre, otherwise known as Jeff's Shed. You can see here, just on this side, a huge amount of police. They have barricaded the entire of Clarendon Street. They are here waiting and ready, and police have already said that this is going to be the biggest operation that we have seen since S11 back in the year 2000. So for more than 2 decades, they have called in hundreds of extra police from around the state, also interstate, to be able to assist them with this. And we've heard already from some of these people who are picketing this massive conference and exposition, basically, of defence industries. I spoke just a little while ago with Annika de Manuel. She is one of the people who has organised this, from students from Palestine. This is what she had to say about the big police presence here.
It's absolutely outrageous that reportedly $10 million has been spent on this police presence. I think it's outrageous that they've brought riot police from New South Wales into Melbourne to intimidate and harass peaceful protesters who are trying to fight for a message of humanity, of justice and against war crimes.
Annika de Manuel there from Students for Palestine, and she says that they are expecting thousands more people to come here for this picket line. That is to try to stop some of these people who are attending a VIP breakfast here. Now, the ABC has learned that they've actually created some citizens' arrest posters of some of these high-profile people, defence industry chiefs, including a former minister, Christopher Pyne, and urging people to make citizens' arrests of those people. I asked Annika about that. She said, look, we are simply going to be linking arms, and if people want to try and come down here, then they probably won't want to be around such a large group of protesters. But we do know that police have got extra powers. They have been granted special powers to be able to ask people for their names, also to force them to remove any face coverings as well. So this is certainly a watch and wait situation as more of these protesters start to join the ranks here.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Stephanie Ferrier, thank you.
The federal government is making resources available from today aimed to help young people recognise and combat coercive control. Coercive control is a pattern of physical and non-physical abuse designed to take away a person's independence. The Attorney-General, Mark Draper, says it builds on earlier agreements to create a national definition of the behaviour.
If you can recognise coercive control, you're more likely to be able to do something about it, you're more likely to be able to get help.
The federal government says it'll ban life insurance companies from using genetic testing to refuse cover or hike premiums. The practice has seen consumers discriminated against after disclosing the results of genetic tests that predict their likelihood of an inherited disease. Companies offering income protection and permanent disability coverage will also be banned from the practice.
Australia's Human Rights Commissioner and the Commissioner for Children and Young People are expected to meet the Western Australian Premier today to talk about youth justice. It follows the death of a 17-year-old boy at WA's Banksia Hill Youth Detention Centre last month. There are currently 47 children in that detention centre.
The Northern Territory's new CLP government has been sworn in. The ministry has made a number of changes, including scrapping the climate change portfolio and merging environment with lands and planning. The cabinet will include a new position, the Territory Coordinator, which the government says aims to attract investment.
The world's first all-civilian spacewalk is one step closer, with SpaceX's Polaris Dawn mission successfully launching from Florida. American billionaire and tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman is leading the four-person crew after previously commanding a private human spaceflight in 2021. They plan to test SpaceX's new spacesuits and conduct experiments.